Hi guys, Big Moon here back with another video. Today we will continue to update what has happened to the Terexes that were seized in Hong Kong. So let's start. What? Day 30? You mean it has been a month already? The past few weeks have passed and nothing has actually moved on. Though there was a newspaper article of how MINDEF has actually represented themselves to want the Terexes back. And you know what's the oddest thing? The oddest thing is that the US Navy actually had a underwater drone lost to the Chinese last week in the South China Sea. And it was promptly returned with little fuss or fancy. Why so? Why did the Chinese return back the drone so fast? I would postulate that the PRC can ill to afford to offend the Americans, especially in the South China Sea, so as not to provoke a bigger response from them. This freedom of navigation, sailing and flying truce have riled the PRC enough to restrain her crews not to incense the Americans into making more than the current sailings and flights. I guess they also have to weigh the pros and cons. This small loss of face in this incident of the underwater drone will not damage the reputation of the Chinese too much. But again, if you carry this across to the Terex incident, it is obvious now that the PRC does not show much concern about Singapore, and they will continue to hold on to the Terexes for extended periods of time. And again, Singapore does not hold the same sway as the Americans, so no matter what representations are made or previously said, the Chinese are not even touched. These double standards practiced by the PRC shows that the contempt for her neighbours around her, which she sees as weaker and smaller or inferior to herself. As the saying goes, a nation only has interests, but no conscience. This is very true indeed, and it has shown itself just in the last week. At the present moment, under the current circumstances, it shows that like I said just now, the probability of Singapore recovering the Terexes remains slim to nil. Unless there are dramatic developments soon, Singapore should start considering taking further action through the UN or other international organizations, or simply just consider the Terexes scrapped under extraordinary circumstances. Further measures would also have to be taken to ensure that no other shipping transits from anything else from Taiwan back to Singapore will ever enter Chinese waters from now on, to prevent a reoccurrence. The relationship with Taiwan has been strong for the last 40 years, and undermining this relationship and giving in to a larger peer pressure country like the PRC should not be considered. Singapore must be able to hold her own in the international arena and not easily submit if it's not to be considered a vassal state for stronger players in the region. And as time drags on, the possibility of Singapore joining in this freedom of navigation, sailing and flights, or even supporting these navigations or these operations using air refueling or providing additional supplies from the naval base here should increase. PRC should not underestimate this little red dot. The size might be small, but the sting will be strong and painful. So, what will Singapore do in the face of China's silent and unfair treatment? It remains to be seen. Like, comment, subscribe to this channel for more information and more content. Thank you.
Take you like a